Hi guys, so as you can tell from the title, today's video is talking about, is YoWorld going to end in 2020? Now, for those of you who may not participate in forums or you don't sort of know much about the tech industry, what is happening in 2020 is that Adobe is going to stop supporting Flash. And for those of you who don't know what Flash is, it's basically the sort of software program thing that people use to play games on web browsers. So majority of web browser games are run from Flash. Specifically speaking, YoWorld is run off Flash. Not just YoWorld, there are so many other games out there that run off Flash. And in 2020, Flash is no longer going to be usable. So there are so many articles online sort of discussing about Adobe ending in 2020, what a big business is going to use, and all of the articles are saying that they're going to use technologies like HTML5, coding language to display video games and interactive games, and all of the articles pretty much just say the same. So if you guys are new to it, I highly suggest go and have a Google, read some of the articles. They are very informative and they sort of just justify why Adobe wants to end Flash, and it's purely down to the fact that it's very easy to exploit. There's a lot of loopholes in it, and it's very popular to like hackers and modders and people who like to damage web platform games. However, where does that leave us with YoWorld? A lot of threads in the past week, well, since this news has got out at the beginning of the week, have been created on forums addressing the situation. In case you guys don't know, I was banned on forums, so I was unable to participate in the threads until today. I got unbanned. It's the 2nd of August and I'm back on forums. However, I was reading a lot of them and I'm sort of was sat there like, I want to say something but I can't, in that sort of sense. But I am intrigued to see what happens. Obviously, a lot of people are saying it. 2020 is far away. We are only in 2017. We've got 3 years left until it's 2020. However, if you're thinking in a business mindset, 3 years is not long at all. And YoWorld is specifically run off Flash. It's SWF file. You need a compiler to run the software in Flash in order to like access the game code and the scripts that are in the game. And I've actually had a look at some of the code in the game. I've played around with it myself and had a look. And obviously Vikings are assuring players that nothing is going to happen. Viking Jess has said that they are looking, they've got people in PVG, some of the departments are looking into the newer technologies like HTML, and they are working very closely with Facebook, and YoWorld will be going nowhere. It's just going to take some time, but they have got plenty of time because they've got 3 years to work on it. Now, I've seen and read the articles about all of these games and all of these companies moving to HTML5 and HTML5 technologies. However, I am a little bit confused and I'm going to explain why. And I did sort of try to explain it in this thread here. I did reply because some people were asking, what is this terminology? We're not very computer savvy. And for those of you who don't know, obviously a lot of you won't know who I am. You don't really know much about me as a person in real life. But I am a software developer, which means I write code, I program a lot, and I'm a programmer basically. So I work with a lot of code. Now, I have only ever used HTML and HTML5 for web browsers, and it's sort of used as a skeleton to make a website. You can make, a shop, a blog, all sorts of different sites for whatever reasons. You can create a forum. This is probably based off a sort of HTML sort of scale. Obviously, this is PHP, this one, but it's very similar in terms of it is used for websites. Now, I use CSS for styling, which is another programming language, and that gives you your colors, your fonts, styling, like positioning stuff. So if you want the image in the center, you can do it in CSS, and that sort of thing. And then I actually use ASPX and .NET to do a little bit more of the technical stuff that you can't necessarily do in HTML5, because HTML5 is very basic. It is the programming language that you only sort of, it's just basic. And when I click reply, you'll see these things here. All of these are HTML. HTML tags for a URL, which is a link, HTML tag for bold text, HTML tag for italic, HTML tag for underline, HTML tag for quote, HTML tag to put some code into it, HTML tag for a list. You get the idea. You've got hexadecimal colors, which are all these in a hash. These are what you would typically lose in CSS. Now, the thing that I can't get my head around is how companies are going to put a game into HTML when it's mainly focused for websites and not for games. Now, for me, I would probably assume they're going to have a lot of JavaScript in it, which is the animation side of things that are going into websites. So if you typically see websites where you may scroll down the page and the background moves, that's all done with JavaScript. If you hover over a picture and it moves around a bit, that's through JavaScript. If you click a button and it asks you to confirm something, that's through JavaScript. And so I'm assuming that it's going to be a lot of scripting, which is not necessarily a good thing, because if you have too much JavaScript in a web page, it gets laggy, it gets very slow, and it's just very messy. However, I have also programmed in other languages such as Java, which is a little bit more sort of game platformed, I would say, in terms of, you know, you can program it through that. However, a lot of newer games, newer technologies, if you're looking at things like Xbox and PlayStation, they are completely game focused, and they use things like Unity 3 and they program it through that. So I am intrigued to see where BVG take it, and not just BVG, but all of the other games that I play that aren't YoWorld, they aren't owned by BVG, they're still on Facebook. The one thing I will say is it is possible to pull the game from Flash and put it into other programming languages. It will take time, and obviously they have got plenty of time, but that means that they're going to have to hire people to do it, or the people that already work there are going to have to spend more time doing that rather than focusing on the current game itself. So either we're going to see less sort of stuff going into the game, less work going into the game while they try and fix this for 2020. The other thing I'm going to say is it's not going to look the same. It's not going to look like our typical YoWorld. I cannot see it looking the same. I can see all of the pixels changing. I can see the sort of the way things work changing, and it's going to be messy. I can't see it running smoothly. I can't see it being 2020 and you click YoWorld and it loads exactly the same as the way it is now. It's going to look different. It's going to work different. And I am intrigued to see where it goes. Obviously, ending Flash is a big thing because it affects so many games. But with that, I'm going to say that a lot of the games that move over to HTML5 technologies care about their games and they don't want them to end, which is something that BVG have spoke out about. However, it then opens up, are there going to be a load of bugs in 2020? Are we going to get a load of the hackers coming back and trying to exploit the game? Are we going to have just so many problems? What's going to happen security wise? And I'm not going to lie, it has put me off. I'd spend a lot of money in YoWorld, hundreds of dollars even, and I'm not going to lie, I think I'm going to hold back for a long time now and spend in the game purely down to this problem, because I'm seeing it as, in 2020, is YoWorld going to end? Are BVG just saying, yeah, it's going to be fine while they can still get money off us for 3 years? Or is it going to work, but it's going to be different and I'm not going to like the change and I'm not going to want to play the game anymore? So I am intrigued to see what happens in 2020, but I just thought I would make a video on it because obviously not a lot of players may know about this if you don't use forums or you're not into a tech savvy person and you don't know about Adobe Flash. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Drop a comment below what you think is going to happen in 2020. Do you guys play other games that may be affected by this? And yeah, let me know. Don't forget to subscribe. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, if you learned something new, or let me know in the comment section what type of videos you want to see from me. Is there any sort of specific videos that you want me to make or do on? But yeah, apart from that, thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Take care, guys.